2014 at 7:03. Can I get a roll call? Here.
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 Stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Bonacci. We typically will recognize student athletes or those involved in activities that qualify for state competition or are recognized by the state of Ohio for their success. We have those individuals tonight, and I'd like to share that this individual placed third at the district meet in cross country, 14th at the regional meet, and also qualified for state competition. His time at Boardman was 16:15, making him the fourth fastest runner recorded in Stow history, which qualified him for the Foot Locker National Competition in Wisconsin. And there he placed, that was last weekend, he placed 76th out of 192 runners at the Wisconsin Regional Qualifier. And I'd like to present to Ian McVeigh a certificate of excellence. And also our coach, Munroe, who is here tonight. I have a certificate for him. Okay, here at Fish Creek Elementary, I'd like to introduce our principal of Fish Creek Elementary, Happy Bankston, to the Fish Creek Building Board.
Thank you, Dr. Jones. I'd like to welcome the Board of Education, Dr. Jones, Central Office Administrators, and community members of Fish Creek. This year, one of our building goals is to increase our students' achievement in the area of reading. And so we have created an iMovie presentation for you that will give you an overview of reading instruction here at Fish Creek. It features some of our teachers and some of our students.
Growing readers at Fish Creek Elementary. Let's begin with primary reading instruction. At the kindergarten level, our students learn that letters make sounds and sounds make words. Their students listen for sounds they hear in words as they write about what they are thankful for using invented spelling. First grade reading instruction.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Harris, and I teach first grade here at Fish Creek. That's Miller Floor, and I teach first grade at Fish Creek. I'm going to share a quote that drives our reading instruction. The more that you read, the more things you'll know. The more you learn, the more places you'll go, by Dr. Seuss. In first grade here at Fish Creek, we use the Daily 5 as our vehicle for teaching our literacy block in the afternoons. It coincides really well with the balanced literacy framework that our district has adopted as quality reading instruction. One component of the Daily 5 is the read to self, and during this station, kids pick good fit books at their reading level, and they read independently. The Words Their Way program that we've adopted as our students' way of learning spelling and their spelling patterns fits really perfectly with the word portion of Daily 5, giving the students independent time to do word sorts and quality word activities. During guided reading, the students are at Daily 5, so we can work with small all groups for reading instruction. We spent a lot of time helping the students become independent readers and writers, building their stamina so that this can all happen.
Read to self. Read to someone. Guided reading groups are used to develop phonological awareness and to build reading fluency and comprehension. Students use iPick to select just right text.
I look about and look it over inside and out. P, purpose. Why might I want to read it? I, interest. Does it interest me? C, comprehension. Do I understand what I'm reading? K, no. Do I know the words?
Students need access to great reads. They can find them in our classroom and school libraries. They can add to their own personal collections through the Fish Creek Book Fair. This year, students received one free book courtesy of our PTA. In addition, students learn how to access our public library and online books through Symbaloo. All teachers at all grade levels use the Comprehension Toolkit to teach comprehension strategies. One Comprehension Toolkit strategy involves using Post-it notes to record new learning when reading informational text. Now let's explore reading instruction in intermediate grades where teachers facilitate book clubs and meet with students individually to monitor their growth as readers.
Hi, I'm Ryan Root. I'm a fourth grade teacher at Fish Creek Elementary, and literacy instruction in my classroom has several different facets. The first thing we do is talk about comprehension strategies. We use the comprehension toolkit as our guide, and there are 6 key lessons and new lessons that we work through throughout the year. So mainly at the beginning, we start talking about comprehension and how to, as you're reading it, painting a picture in your mind, asking yourself, what is the author trying to tell me here? So then we do the building background knowledge, then we move into asking questions, author's purpose, determining the importance, what is the author really trying to say through, not necessarily what's written, but what's not written. So we have to do a lot of inferencing. Then towards the end of the year, middle of the year, we start to get into synthesizing and summarizing, putting it all together, and taking something out of one book and from another book, and how do they go together? And so we spend a lot of work, a lot of time on those 6 lessons that are okay. And then we transition that into our classroom through real life experience. And the one thing that the 4th grade cohort did is go to a seminar online out in Munroe, who wrote The Book Whisperer, and talks about how to create a holistic literacy environment in the classroom. What does reading look like? What does writing look like? How do you put it together so that you're meeting with every student at least on a weekly basis to talk about what they're reading? Is it appropriate for them? So I meet with students probably 10 to 15 minutes. They read a passage for me. I talk about the book, we talk about the vocabulary, we talk about some of those comprehension toolkit lessons. What are they thinking when they're reading? What do they think the author's trying to say? What's the importance? What questions do they have as they're reading? And then they go back and write down that and monitor their comprehension through their learning. And then throughout the day, they get their own sustained silent reading time. They just are able to sit down and just write text, one that they've self-selected or one that maybe I've given them a little up with. And they just get a chance to read, to expose themselves to different types of genres, different authors. And that's what reading looks like in my life.
Our fourth graders look forward to their 30 minutes of silent reading every day. They have stacks of books on their desks. They love to read. Our fourth graders enjoy talking about the books they're reading and recommending good reads to others. We conclude with 2 students sharing about reading at Fish Creek.
Hi, my name is McKenna and I'm in 4th grade, and this grade gives us 30 minutes of reading, and we also do book clubs, and this read also reads us the Percy Jackson book, and that's what I like about it. Hello, my name is Evan, and I'm in 4th grade in Mr. Reed's class, and every day we have silent reading for 30 minutes to build up our stamina, and right now, I'm reading the book Percy Jackson in class, and it's all about Greek mythology, and there's lots of action in it. And our teacher lets us look up stuff on Greek mythology and lets us go on websites about Greek mythology, so we learn lots of stuff about Greek mythology while we're reading the book.
Next is a presentation regarding the proposed organizational chart, and this is done very much in conjunction with Mrs. Whitmer's high school business class, so I'll let Mr. Fritz kind of take it from there.
Mr. President, board members, Dr. Jones, Ms. Baldwin, as you know, I strive to include students whenever possible in developing projects in our school district. In that regard, when I sought out staff such as Mr. Munroe, Ms. Thomas, Mr. Trini, and Ms. Murray to recommend someone who can assist in a project like the table of organization, the recommendations always came back with one name, Ms. Terry Whitman. The business management class was not only enjoyable to work with, but they provided a unique student perspective to the process. The organizational table before you tonight is the final permutation of many vetted drafts. Many vetted drafts. Students were Marissa Brady, Jack Dane, Natalie Dempsey, Katie Duvall, Nadine Floyd, Ashley Lambert, Brianne Lamboy, Brad Manuel, and Austin Aurelia, all worked hard, culminating with tonight's presentation to you and the community. Work and athletic schedules were adjusted so that these students could be here tonight to display their efforts to you. They're all seniors. With that, I'll turn over this presentation to Ms. Whitman and her students.
Thank you. Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Terry River, and I'm the senior level teacher of the business management program at Stow High School, which is one of the college tech programs that's offered at our high school. Today I have with me senior level students. This is Austin Aurelia, this is Jack Dane, Nadine Floyd, Marissa Brady, Bree Lamboy, and Katie Bell. And they are here to share some information on the organizational chart. The business management curriculum provides an in-depth study of the 4 functions of management, which are planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. And we are currently working on a unit on organizing, which includes Max Weber's theory of the hierarchy of roles and accountabilities, and Henry Fayol's theory of business structure and organizing people, processes, and resources. Students experience making organizational charts using Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, SmartDraw, and Adobe InDesign, and they have compiled a formal organizational chart of the Stow Northwell City School District with the assistance of Mrs. Betty Bradshaw, Assistant Director to the operations. This proved to be an eye-opening, authentic experience for our students who will now present an overview.
When senior management engages in organizational design, it looks at the work, people, structure, and relationships and determines ways to optimize the organization. Step 1 of the process is to develop the organization's structure, role, business process, and the decision-making framework. Step 2 is to align business process, workflow, and governance. Principles of organizational design include division of labor, unity of command, authority and responsibility, span of control, and contingency factors. The Egyptians are thought to be the first people to use charts to illustrate the division of labor employed for large projects like the building of the pyramids. An organizational chart is a diagram that shows the structure of an organization as well as the relationships and roles it brings into positions. The term chart refers to a map that helps managers navigate the patterns in their employees. Charts help organize the workplace while outlining the direction of management control coordinates. Increasingly a necessary management tool, organizational charts are particularly useful when companies reorganize, embark on a merger or acquisition, or need easy way to utilize a large number of employees.
Charts are an effective way to communicate organizational, employee, and enterprise information. An organizational chart makes it easier for people to comprehend and digest large amounts of information as a visual picture rather than as a table of names and numbers. They provide the greatest value when used as a framework for managing change and communicating our current organizational structure. When fully utilized, the organizational chart allows managers to make decisions about resources and communicate operational information across the organization.
Organizational charts provide managers with specific departmental information that can then be used based on planning, budgeting, and workforce model. It's easy to collaborate on important structural and personal decisions when you have the overall picture aligned to smaller views that make up the bigger picture. These charts can be linked directly with spreadsheets or budgeting tools for interactive work analysis, making planning and decision-making easier. Those organizational charts can then be used to provide scenarios back to executives, finance, and human resources for evaluation and improvement. Managers may also use charts to communicate and solicit feedback from their employees to their future plans.
Publishing and distributing organizational charts to an entire organization communicates necessary and valuable organizational information to all employees. Organizational charts are ideal for sharing the organization's strategic vision, as well as defining responsibilities, dependencies, and relationships. Good charts also allow you to organize teams with clear responsibilities, titles, and lines of authority. A clear and concise organizational chart is an invaluable management tool. In designing an organizational chart, a picture is truly worth 1,000 words.
I decided to write a rap for my presentation on the organizational chart, and so
My turn, you'll take it.
started off with the chart of the Board of Education, the most essential important piece of this whole creation. Following the board is two types of positions, superintendent and treasurer, and both the assistants. The CFO and the staff, they have to keep in control. And the superintendent's got the 12 branches below. The first three of the directors in the chart, you see it of Operations, Special Service, and Academic Achievement. The director of operations, the 7 divisions. They form to help the director make important decisions. The director of academic achievement has also 7 branches working for him that are needed. The special services director is running for its own. The special services director is running 5 of its divisions, made up of students, psychologists, and wealth supervision. After directors of public schools in the district, in a fashion that's organized from the start to the finish, organizational charts are used and easily heard. Using this will make a picture word without the word.
And this is the answer to, you'll have case studies, and this would be the answer to all. It's going to be organizational structures like drawings of organization. There are synergies we have in that structure. It's very important. This is a good life lesson. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Most of the things that the IT department does relate to the operations of the district. All of the systems that they put in, it requires some construction. So it makes more sense for the operations versus for the superintendent. And it still isn't.
Yeah, that clarifies.
That makes sense, the networking, the cabling,
There's also a need to coordinate maintenance when these kind of projects happen. Everybody would be reporting to him. And the other thing that I find tragic is he can deal with vendors, you know, and maybe dealing with that stuff as opposed to micromanaging problems.
Makes sense. That's the
Any questions? I don't know.
Nice job.
Makes sense.
Finally, we have a presentation about conduct. The principal from high school, Mark Tween, is here to share some additional information. As you remember, I've given Laura some information regarding paperless forms for parents and employees. And I'm not sure what graph he's going to do.
The entire central office staff for working with me over the last 6 months. Like Dr. Jones introduced, tonight's presentation is about electronic forms, but it's more than just electronic forms. It's taking electronic forms to the next level in the purpose of automating electronic forms in functions of kindergarten registration, open enrollment, and updating student information. Now, every year, our schools open up with humongous fanfare. Brand new goals, higher standards, but at the first day, teachers always give the dreaded packet of information to students. Raise your hand if you've ever had to fill out one of these packets. All right. So I'm actually going to pass out a packet that we give to our high school students. These packets, they range anywhere from 10 to 15 pages in volume. They require duplicate information that makes parents pull their hair out. What we've done is we've studied a way to take that time and that process and minimize that time all at the comfort of your computer. So, what we collect at the high school is emergency medical cards, 3 of them. So filling out that information 3 times. Field trip permission, photo release, internet directory, internet acceptable use. All of these documents are so vital to the way that we operate our schools. So let's think about how that process starts. It goes from the school to the student. Let's pray that it goes from the student to the parent. Let's make sure that the parent goes through a half an hour at night that first week to fill out just the opening day packets. Now, if you have one student, that's not so bad. If you have two students, now it's a little bit not really fun. And if you have three different grades, it's not fun at all. So that's just our opening week information. And that needs to happen every year, year after year, and year after year. Let's say that you get your brand new cell phone contract in November and you have to update your cell phone. Who gets that information? How do we get that information? And where does that information go? Right now, on our district website, we ask our parents if they need to update any of their information to go to this webpage. And if I scroll down, form after form after form after form after form, we expect our parents to navigate this and navigate this correctly. What I would like the Board of Education to consider is adopting electronic forms through Combat. So instead of having that long, tedious webpage, we can offer our parents a portal that looks like this, where they would have a username, a unique login that's tied to their students, tied to their children, all at a clickable button. It's safe, it's secure, and it's efficient. So if I'm a parent, instead of having those packets, I can go online, type in my username, hit submit, and this is what happens. We show the parents what information that we have, and then they update what has changed. So if I'm a parent and nothing's changed, all I do is I scroll through it, hit submit, and I'm on to the next student. So what used to take 45 minutes to an hour now takes about 5 minutes from your house. Information like, have you changed your primary care physician? Are you under new meds? Is there a new phone number? Is there another secondary contact? All can be changed. And the real interesting and actually important reason why this is so monumental for our district is we're offering our parents to take a look at the information that we have, and then they change what needs to be changed, instead of replicating that process over and over and over again, year after year after year. So once you go through all your information, you click submit, and you're done. So this, we'll go back to that slide. This software is actually called JobRouter. Okay, JobRouter is a workflow software that takes information and points it at the people that need to see it. So if I'm a new kindergarten, it's going to start in our CO, and then it's going to be transferred and routed to our building levels, increasing efficiency and maximizing the time that our personnel can spend on other tasks like student achievement. It saves time, and it saves time for our parents. It saves printing costs, probably eliminates it, and it maximizes that time to work on other tasks relevant to our kids. Now, if you look right there, okay, underneath the screen, I've provided the file system that the high school currently uses. Our yellow cards, our internet release forms, our internet acceptable use, all have to come back in to get alphabetized by our classified staff and then stored for the year. That represents 1 year of just one building. Now multiply that K through 12. So what this program is actually going to provide is efficiency and accuracy. And when you're talking about making decisions that impact students, like I need to call a parent because there's a bee sting, we're going to have a better idea of, well, they have an EpiPen, and we need to go ahead and administer it. So JobRouter is the actual software itself. And it was actually designed by a local firm called Conduct. Okay, Conduct, they started out in the printing business, and with everything in the 21st century, printing is kind of going the wayside. Everything is now electronic. Now, it's really important to understand, with technology, we never want to be the first adopter. You probably want to be the second and third adopter. So what Conduct did is they partnered with Green Local Schools, and they developed this platform. The power in that is the platform that Green uses on the backside is the same thing that Stow uses, the same thing that College Falls uses, Hudson, and so forth. If you look up there, they're already working with Talmadge, Cuyahoga Falls, and Cuyahoga Falls is very similar because they also have open enrollment in Green. And to make it even more powerful, they're working with Ohio State, Ohio University, and Bowling Green to offer some type of electronic form solutions for parents and students. So here we are. We would like to see this go next year for registration, but they actually offer more. They can go and we can offer something called a professional suite where we can provide online solutions for essential forms that increase for district operations, personnel leave forms, professional development forms, any HR form you can think of. We can even custom make our own IT solution. We can custom make work orders to increase the efficiency of our maintenance department. So I'd like to see the Board of Education adopt the solution. It's fantastic. We spent about a year researching this, looking at competitors, but the most powerful thing about Conduct and what the solution provides our parents is the fact that they'll take their software and cater to our needs, instead of vice versa, in some other cases where we would take our process and fit it around their software. Okay, so that's kind of the quick summary of Java. So, any questions?
I have two things.
Good.
First of all, as Dr. Jones can attest, as a mother of 3 children, I've been complaining about this for 9 years, since I think the day I first met him. And so I'm really glad to see this come about, because it is more efficient and it's very time consuming to do that. And the kids are like, I have to get it back tomorrow. It's like, no you don't. But if you're a parent of an athlete as well in the fall, it's twice as bad.
And the winter and spring.
Yeah, but we do it all at once in the fall. My other question is, the only other question I do have is I've thumbed through this and I may have missed it, but I'm not certain. I do not see the release of personal information from high school students. Do you still do that on a regular basis? What is the,
There's a directory release it's like a free, it's just a check. You opt in for field trips, you opt in for internet directory, and opt in for photo release. It's just and you sign one.
Okay.
And then here's the good thing about what we can do when we work with Conduct. We can take your fall athlete and we can make possibly, and we talked about creating profiles where if your student is going to participate in sports, we can route back to the athletic office.
Yeah. Great.
And fees paid and all that.
Fees are going to be separate. This is only about student information. Fees are still to be.
I mean, if they pay the fees, that could be part of that information.
If their fees are, we can make that a part, yes.
The other issue is where's the store? Is it stored, does Conduct have their storage devices? Or where's all this?
I have Nate from back here. Nate's actually from Conduct, and this is one of the questions that.
We can do whatever you want from a technical standpoint as far as storage. However, all of the schools that are participating in the program have elected to install the software and store all the information at whatever ITC they work with.
And what that means is NeoNet, we're going to store our student information on our A site, which is what we already did.
Which will be on NeoNet's
Server.
Oh,
Yes.
that's what I was wondering. We don't have servers like here.
Correct.
And that's what servers. The NeoNet servers are protected.
Yes, NeoNet, they're safe and secure.
Well, this is the security level and all that for all this information.
Part of the reason we like working with them is they have a number of layers of security in place.
I mean, yeah.
Individual school districts could.
Okay, bottom line, what's the cost?
suites. One is just for online registration, that kind of student information. By the picture that's coming around, this is Shaheen, this was August. These were the registration forms from August, which we processed piece by piece, that otherwise we could have done electronically. And this is a copy of all the district forms that we have. And so the first suite is for registration and student information. The second suite is for these forms. So someone does a personal leave request, they have to find a form, fill it out, put it in interschools mail, needs to go to the right people for approval and be filed. This will allow us to create our own form. It gets shot to the right people. Just click on the button.
So you can do this well for medical insurance, dental, vision, the whole.
Here are the costs coming around. The first one is for just the registration component. And that's our startup fee, software, and then the annual subscription. The second form I'm going to send around is for the entire suite, which would include everything I just told you, plus Comdoc would provide training for our IT people, which would allow them on site to create any form that we want, like personal leave form that I mentioned, or any other work orders, any kind of forms that would be specific to our school district.
I have another question. The form that you did show, where you said parents do go in at the beginning, where parents can go in and change information if something's changed or whatnot. Is that information already loaded in there like that, or how is it going?
Yeah, we're going to be working with Comdoc. So what their current information that's on our servers is going to pop up. It'll auto-populate that first time they log in.
And after this first time startup, then what is it after that?
3,000 per year.
So after the startup, the maintenance is around 3,000.
Correct.
And the second form here is everything.
That's registration plus everything we can create.
Okay, so all these forms, all the other forms, that part for the handful of forms.
Our IT personnel would create our forms on site, and we'd be good to go.
So we'll be trained in this software. So basically, we're buying a license off of it, and how about upgrades after the initial? How long do we get upgrades? How long do we upgrades?
That's a good question. How often are upgrades? And
I couldn't say for sure how often they release a new version of the software. It seems like about once every 12 to 15 months. But the upgrades would be included in that maintenance and support the ongoing cost for as long as you have.
Okay, so the upfront costs and that in the monthly annual fee for around $3,000 with all the upgrades.
Yes.
I have a question, and it's not in regards to cost, but with all this done electronically, what is it going to do to personnel in the different schools?
Personnel-wise, for student information, it's going to remain unchanged because you have to see, school personnel has to see the information to verify it and then put it into the system because certain things like residency, we have to verify it and we don't want that to be an 100% automated process.
No, this is definitely the way to go. If you ever went through college mass registration back in the 60s and early 70s, before they did it, can't believe me. I know what the high school did.
What other districts currently are using the system?
Cog Falls,
Green,
and Talmadge were immediate adopters. Cog Falls and Talmadge last year. Green's been on beta testing. This was actually presented at NeoNet, and the tech directors that meet monthly at NeoNet were really on board with this.
If you step outside of NeoNet, there are some other participating districts. I don't know if you look maybe out west or down south, Worcester, Berry, Plain, Louisville, brand new Louisville schools. So what do you want?
term length are you talking assignment? 2-year, 5-year, what is it?
That would be up to our,
I mean, is it a year at a time, is it 3 years, is it financial advantage to do a 3-year versus a year after year?
No long-term commitment required on our part.
No?
Nope.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
thank you. Thanks for your time.
Appreciate your work on this. Thank you.
It's not on the agenda tonight, so we need the information.
I didn't have any loss, just the presentation. Oh, very good.
Thanks.
Glad you took the time to do this discussion. Like Ms. Collins, this is something that's wrong.
Thanks, Mark. Okay, we're going to move on to item number 6, comments from the audience. Again, if anyone wants to come and speak, I must remind you not to address them by name, whether it's a board member or employee of the district. Anyone that would like to speak to the board tonight? Okay, move on. Item number 7, the treasurer's report and recommendation. Mrs. Goldberg.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mrs. Powers, second by Mrs. Bedio. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Becker. Aye. Mr. Benacci.
Aye.
Mrs. Powers.
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong.
Aye.
The next item is the check register for October. I wish to recommend that the Board of Education approve the check register for October 2014 as presented in Exhibit number 2.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Armstrong, second by Mrs. Powers. Roll call.
Mr. Benacci.
Aye.
Mrs. Powers.
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong.
Aye.
Mrs. Becker. Aye. The last item is a permanent appropriation resolution for fiscal year 2015. I wish to recommend the Board of Education approve the permanent appropriation resolution for fiscal 2015 as presented in Exhibit number 3.
I have a slight issue. I mean, it's a slight, and we talked about it. I'm not one of them. I really would like to see what issue is, what change from the dollar notes on that. Instead of just a page saying, this change, you know, and the little stars, this is different than the last time. I mean, we talked about this before. Okay. I make a motion.
Second. Motion, Mr. Armstrong. Second, Mrs. Powers. Roll call.
Mrs. Powers.
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong.
Aye.
Mrs. Bedia. Aye. Mr. Benacci.
Aye. Back to item number 8, superintendent recommendation. Dr. Jones.
Thanks, Mr. Bonacci. I have personnel recommendations, which recommend the Board of Education approve the certified and classified employee recommendations as presented in Exhibit number 4, including Dr. Peterson retiring as kindergarten teacher here at Fish Creek, 16 years of service. We also have permanent substitutes reaching their 61st day of service. We're requesting an individual to increase from 9 hours to 15 hours a week at Echo Hills because of increased special education caseloads. We're having trouble servicing those students. Certified substitutes, our AP coordinator at the high school, Dean Health Returns, and some employee classified movers.
Second.
Moved by Mrs. Powers, second by Mr. Armstrong. Roll call.
Mr. Armstrong.
Aye.
Mrs. Bedia. Aye. Mr. Benacci.
Aye.
Mrs. Powers.
Aye.
Item B is a lease purchase agreement of school buses, of which Director of the Board of Education adopt the following resolution for approving executed lease purchase agreement and exhibits for the acquisition of school buses for transport service.
You know, just a little quick comment. this is what we've started, and I like this. I know everything's been doing a lot of work on this area. I'm hoping to see the plan put together here pretty soon. School buses are coming forward. Each year.
Long way.
Right, the progression of how to proceed from here. This is a good start. This is what we approved back. So move.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Armstrong, second by Mrs. Bennett. Roll call.
Mrs. Bedia. Aye. Mr. Panacci.
Aye.
Mrs. Powers.
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong.
Aye.
Item C is the table of organization. I wish to recommend that the Board of Education approve the table of organization as presented in Exhibit number 6 and also wrapped to you this evening.
Second. Moved by Mrs. Powers, second by myself. Roll call, please.
Mr. Panacci.
Aye.
Mrs. Powers.
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong.
Aye.
Mrs. Bedia. Aye.
Item D is the high school auditorium sound system, and I wish to recommend the Board of Education approve the following resolution authorizing a sole source contract with Layton for the auditorium setup upgrade at Stow Falls High School.
Discussion, Mr. President. I want to have discussion. I believe that the Booster Club is also donating. Mark, can you enlighten on who some of the groups that also have donated towards this project?
Yeah, the Booster Club, the athletic boosters are going to donate $7,000, and Friends of the Theater, we think probably about $500, and the band boosters up to $2,500.
And there's safety issues also involved with this, right?
Yeah, in terms of fire, in either one of those, like in the gymnasium, crowd control, there's fights, PA system has to work appropriately. In the theater, if there's a fire or any other event, the PA system has to work appropriately to be able to manage the crowd.
How many quotations did you receive for these bids?
Pardon me?
How many quotations did you receive for these bids?
We went with Paladin and we went with Woodsies.
Right. And
I was unaware of any other local organization that did this. And Woodsies was contacted by my maintenance supervisor, Jason Smith, on 3 occasions and invited them to come out and make a presentation. And they said they'd get back to us and they never did.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Dr. Jones, about 2 years ago, First Energy donated, I was a member of the citizens of Stow, entered a contest, and we won $50,000. First Energy donated $50,000 to the school district.
Yeah.
And I believe at that time, amount goes wrong board. We said, let's find out a good reason how to spend this money that would affect the most kids. And then we're going to determine that. I believe we have not spent that money.
Yeah, we got a list of, I don't know, 12 to 15, I think, different items, including computers in each building, but that would have been like 15 computers, and we were going to, my dream was to put a bubble over top of the turf stadium so we could use it in the winter time when everybody laughed at me.
And we still have.
So we had a bunch of these, but we just couldn't find one that impacted the biggest number of kids in the district. So it's kind of been on hold in terms of earmarking where we're going to spend those dollars. And this one, as we had talked, seems like it's the auditorium and the gym or the high school are 2 places that I think just all of our kids, at one point or another, are going to either go to a game, go to a performance, see their siblings. A lot of the elementary buildings use high school auditoriums for their holiday shows now. So I think it's been overdue. Since I arrived 9 years ago, I've been asked about the auditorium. Unfortunately, we're in that levy mode for such a long time that wasn't a place where we were going to be able to, we didn't have discretionary money, but, since we are in better shape now, we've got some donations and dollars to help. It's pretty good.
Was this money for the $50,000 was it used at all, or where is this money going?
Was deposited into the general fund.
So the general fund would be able to pay for the,
Yes, it would be.
so it's no cost to the taxpayer. Okay.
So use.
So moved.
Second.
Myself, second by Mr. Armstrong. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Powers?
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong? Mr. Armstrong?
Aye.
Mrs. Betty? Aye. Mr. Benat?
Item E is the high school gymnasium sound system, which recommend the Board of Education approve the following, authorizing sole source contact Woodsies for the gymnasium sound upgrade Stow, Munroe Falls High School.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Powers, second by Mr. Armstrong. Roll call, please.
Mr. Armstrong?
Aye.
Mrs. Betty?
Aye.
Mr. Benat?
Aye.
Mrs. Powers?
Aye.
Item F is gifts, which recommend the Board of Education approve the following gifts. Leisure Time Recreation donated one playground set at Elementary valued at $12,000. And Richard Raymond Smith donated 18 Dell Latitude D610 and 18 Dell Chargers to Lakeview Intermediate School valued at $1,130.40. And Dennis Summer donated playground balls to Echo Hills valued at $30.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Powers, second by Mr. Armstrong. Roll call.
Mrs. Betty? Aye. Mr. Benat?
Aye.
Mrs. Powers?
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong?
Aye.
That's all.
Thank you, Dr. Jones. Item 9, is there any old business to discuss? Item 10, new business. I'd like to make a motion that we establish an organizational meeting on January 5th at 7 p.m. at the Stow High School.
I'd like to discuss this. After looking at the draft meeting dates for 2015, I see that 3 of them are on holidays, and one is the day after a holiday, and I think it seriously needs to be adjusted. I have no problem moving the organizational meeting to the 12th, if nobody else does. Move the organizational meeting to the 12th, and adjust the calendar accordingly. One of our meetings is on Martin Luther King Day, and another one is on President's Day.
We'll discuss this.
I understand that, but I mean, I think it's gonna change
The
after.
last day that we can have the meeting is on the 12th, so it's a snow.
15th?
Not the last day.
Supposed to happen.
15th?
15th.
Yeah, the 15th, which is real close. So
Well, the 12th falls in line.
Yeah, I'm just assuming the motion to have on.
You also, you can also factor any holiday that the schedule falls on, you can use on Tuesday.
We're still working on the schedule.
We're still working on the schedule, it's not finalized. All I want to
That
do
was
is
just a
organizational.
rough draft.
Yeah, that's not the final schedule.
That's not final.
All I want to do is the organizational meeting set.
We're still working on the schedule for the next month.
Okay. So we'll work.
We actually started early on it this year.
I'd like to make a motion on January 5th.
Second.
Second by Mr. Armstrong. Roll call. The high school subject.
Mr. Benat?
Aye.
Mrs. Powers?
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong?
Aye.
Mrs. Betty?
Aye.
Roll call.
Mrs. Powers.
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong.
Aye.
Mr. President. Aye. Mr. Bernard.
Aye. Meeting's adjourned.